Hello and welcome back to episode 12 of the 71st Hour podcast. I am your host, Ben, and I am joined by my lovely co host, Jamie. And
Hello,
oh,
hey. I keep forgetting that we
I,
do that. You do it differently, where I
I
just
do
do
it.
Ben and
Yeah.
Nathan, and
Yeah.
that's it. It's just quick.
Yeah. I
But
wait
you
for a
do the one
response.
after, and then I'm gonna say hello, hi guys, how's it
Yeah.
going? You know.
And our lovely technician, Nathan, as well.
What's up?
How you boys been? It's been shorter because we did this podcast on Saturday, so actually,
Yeah,
this
so it
wasn't,
hasn't been that long at
it
all.
hasn't been that long comparative.
I'm just very happy that it's a long weekend.
True, exactly.
Feels
We're on the
good.
Four
Easter
Feels
weekend.
really
days.
good.
Boy.
Exactly. We're on the Easter weekend, which is really good.
Double the days.
See, I'm
Very good.
fortunate, boys. I work at a school. So I actually have 2 weeks off now. I have straight up 2 weeks. I'm done.
Shit.
Yeah, but you know
Yeah.
the downside is you have to work in a school.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
that's the downside to that.
Truth.
That is true. That is very true. But yeah, so look, there hasn't been that much news this week. I think JB, you struggled to find
Yeah,
some.
well, the thing with the news this week, right, is it was sort of like updates on stuff we'd already talked about. Like there was this thing about a PlayStation handheld, but it's not like a
Oh.
cool handheld. It's similar to the like Logitech released something similar where it's purely for cloud streaming. So it essentially is you need to always be connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's only for remote play PS5 games essentially. So there's no like actual proper like hardware
company
to
was that
run
from?
games natively. What's that?
What company was that from?
Sony.
Sorry. Oh yeah. No, I know that we took
Oh,
about. Yeah.
The Logitech one was for
yes.
pure cloud streaming, and it did not do well.
Yeah,
There has
so-
been an actual new one that's in prototype right now, from Asus.
I did see that one
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Not enough to talk about yet because only a couple of people have had their hands on it, but upcoming.
1080p
Interesting.
screen, right? And 120 hertz display,
Mm-hmm.
and it runs Windows 11 as opposed to
Yep.
Steam running SteamOS. So that's cool. I'm glad that there's a lot of like Steam Deck competitors coming out now.
which is nice because Steam Deck has been kind of reigning champion. Oh no, Nintendo Switch is kind of been reigning champion. Then Steam.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
the Steam Deck's not even hit yet. Like, I
Yeah.
would probably buy one in a heartbeat, except it does not run Destiny 2. So that's kind of my
True.
only.
No
That's my thing.
No point.
You know,
no point.
although it does run Diablo 4, so like that could be literally
yeah.
liquid, like digital
Yeah.
crack in my hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it ran Destiny 2, I think that would be like an easy purchase for me.
Easy buy,
Just, like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Can you
Understand.
imagine me? I mean, when do you not see me playing Destiny 2 on Steam?
True,
Like, I mean,
true,
The last
it's
2
kind of
weeks,
been a bit of
never.
an obsession of mine.
True.
And it's making it harder for me to like pick games every week because I'm like, well,
oh, Destiny 2.
60% of the time was Destiny.
Yeah. Well, that's like I understand the issue because like a lot of time that I do is I'm playing like Elden Ring. You know what I mean? I play shit.
Wait, you play Elden Ring? I
never-
didn't realize you played Elden
Oh
Ring.
yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know you were playing Elden Ring
every
dude?
week.
Shane,
No
you
way.
can't bring Elden Ring and Destiny 2 to show and tell every week.
I mean, you could talk about Elden Ring if you wanted to. Anyway,
Well, I could probably talk about. I'll probably do it next week. I don't know. Maybe we'll eventually do it. Yeah.
Talk about Sekiro. You Jesus, man.
But
You gotta become the I don't know what his
Shinobi?
name is. I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's not his
Is he
name.
called
But
the
that's what he
Ghost?
is.
I don't know. He's got like a little moniker. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. He's something.
Anyway,
I'll play it
that doesn't
eventually.
matter. You'll find out about that when you play the game.
When I play the game, exactly. But we actually bring you back, Jamie. You decided to bring back the hype check.
Oh yeah, no. So the thing is, like, there was like very little news that I feel like we could talk about for a long time, and I feel like it's a rare opportunity where we're close to the beginning of April here.
Yes.
And there's some cool April games coming out, so I thought, hey, it'd be cool to like one give people like a list of games that they can maybe check out this month, but also as like a for you guys, maybe for your fantasy critics.
Yeah.
See some games here, and you might be like, "Oh, that game looks
True.
kind of cool." So
True.
it's
Well,
to
there's only
help you
one
guys
game
out,
I'm-
also to
there's-
help out the people out there.
There's already one game on this list I'm very, very hyped for. But yeah, so with hype check, we've already done this before with Luca. Nathan, you actually wait for this. It's the first time
We
you're
did that for
experiencing it.
indie games. Yeah.
Yeah, we
watched
did
it,
the
don't
indie
worry.
games. Yeah.
We
I'm up
are
with the news.
we
you're up
are
with the
gonna
news.
we're doing it like shortened version, I think.
Yeah, last
Because I
time
feel
was
like with
really
indie
long.
games, it's a little more like, oh, what is this game? You got to explain it a little bit more. Some of these are a
Yeah.
little more like on the nose.
Yeah, there's a couple of recurring ones from that indie list. I did see like 2 recurring ones.
There are a couple of recurring ones, which we can obviously just talk about really quickly. But anyway, do you want to get started?
Yeah, so I think we'll start off with the big one. Meet Your Maker. This one is actually.
Wait, hold on. Is this the big
What?
one?
This is not the big one, but I'm sorry. I meant to say this
I
one.
mean,
was the
this one is
earliest
cool though. Yeah, this is the first one.
Yeah, this is one of the earliest.
So,
comes out,
I mean, you guys know much about Meet Your Maker? Have you guys?
not at all.
No.
Okay, so Meet Your Maker is actually by the developers who did Dead by Daylight. It's that
Oh,
studio.
okay. Okay, that's very
But
exciting.
it's so think Dead by Daylight, completely different, totally different game. So as opposed to it being like an asymmetrical multiplayer thing, they're sort of like doing a new take on multiplayer gameplay where essentially you're building bases, right?
Mm.
And and you sort of like create it like there's a whole like modular system where you can create your own bases, and then other players can then play that base and try and beat it. So it's similar to other games
Okay.
that have it's sort of the rage your base kind of gameplay
Yep.
that you've seen in other games before.
Mhm.
But yeah, by the team that did Dead by Daylight. So
Okay, that's actually pretty good because I played way too many hours of Dead by Daylight. So, is this wait? You said you raid other people. It's post-apocalyptic. It's first person. Is the
it's first
gameplay
person view.
similar? Is this game? What is the gameplay similar like?
It's a
So,
shooter essentially, but there's a
okay.
little bit more to it, I guess. Like you're obviously dodging traps.
Hmm.
Players can so like put different enemies in the base in certain areas. So
Hmm.
it's sort of like a trial and error kind of gameplay loop.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know the depth of like how the systems work and how like I don't know what the reason behind raiding other people's bases
I was
is.
gonna
Like I'm not sure
say.
if you get a currency that allows you to
Mm,
create more complex bases. I have no idea, to be honest.
that's a
Um, yeah, sorry,
very
you go.
that's a very interesting game idea. Like, there's been games like this where you have like Mario Maker and stuff like that, where like you make a level, someone has to beat the level. You know what I mean? But like, this is a very interesting way of doing it, where you make a base, you have to go through the base. That's a very interesting idea. So like,
Yeah, and I will say the cool thing is this game is actually free on PS Plus this month. So if you
oh,
happen to
okay.
be a PS Plus Essential, they've got 3 different tiers. I think it's Essential, you get the
Hmm.
game for free this month. So I'm actually going to check it out there, just because it's like $40 on Steam, which isn't too bad, but I'm not sure if I'm going to dig it. So I'm
Hmm.
going to try it out there and see how it plays. Although as a first person shooting game, I don't know how I'm going to go with the controller. But we'll see.
Yeah, that would be a little
Um,
weird.
but yeah, I just wanted to put this on here because it's like interesting, right? That
Yeah, it's very
the
interesting.
DBD devs are doing something different, or I'm sure it's a different team, but that studio is working on something totally different. And
Hmm.
I think Shadow played it, and he said he had fun, but the thing he didn't like in the beta release was that there wasn't a lot of variety in terms of the blocks you could use.
Oh, so
Um,
like, there's not much customization and map
yeah,
building.
but that may be something that you can, that kind of grows over time in terms of the
Mm-hmm.
progression. Because it looks like on screen here, there's like some kind of vendor system. So, um, it seems like there is some kind of progression in terms of like the complexity of your bases.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I just thought I'd call it out here. As
That's
it's on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So
very interesting. Do you know how
check
much
it
it
out
actually
if
is? Do
you.
you know how much it actually is? Because
It's $40 or $45 on Steam.
40 to 45. Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I can see that. And very interesting. It's depending on like, yeah, this game could be really good, or I could see it being very underwhelming.
I hope there's a way for you to specifically raid your friends' bases.
That'd be really sick. Yeah, yeah. Like if someone makes it and you have to go through
Like,
it.
I
That'd be
think
really
that could be really fun to have like a little like friendly competition around that, like
cool. Mm-hmm.
building each other bases and then like competing, I guess, to see who can do
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
that'd be really cool.
Very
That'd be really
interesting,
cool.
but it doesn't catch me straight away.
Yeah,
No, yeah, it
exactly.
definitely I think it definitely will have a specific audience.
Mm.
And it depends on, how deep it is, I guess.
Can
But
you?
yeah, sorry. You
So,
go.
do you go through the base solo, or can you bring friends along to go through the base?
I believe it's solo.
Okay, okay. 'Cause yeah, this is very interesting. I don't know. This is a very
Actually, I
interesting
am
idea.
lying to you. It says play solo or with a friend.
Okay, so
As you
with a
mastermind devious maze-like outposts full of traps and guards, then gear up for methodical, fast-paced combat, raiding other players' creations. Wait, so it seems like you can. Okay, so you and a friend can make bases together, but I think
interesting.
it seems like from the wording of that, it seems like you do it solo.
Odd. Okay. Well, you're gonna play it, so you can see how that
I'll
actually
give it a
works. Yeah.
shot. I'll see
Give
how
it
it
a
goes.
shot.
I'll
Okay.
play for a couple hours and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Do we want to do like the hype or not for these? What do you think?
Yeah. No, I think we should do it. We'll follow the same system we did last time.
I was-
We're going.
I mean, I'm not hyped for it, so I think
No.
it's more of a
Mm.
not for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
more of a
not for
not.
me.
Yeah.
But I am gonna try it. I'll give it a shot. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, let us know what it is like next week because I'm very interested in
I
playing
will
the game.
do that.
I'm very
Yeah.
interested.
Uh,
So next game, which is more of a game that I think that's actually more well known, Road 96. It's a sequel, right? This is actually a sequel to
Prequel.
it.
sequel.
Or it's a
That's actually a
prequel.
prequel. Yeah.
That's
So it's
sequel.
the
That's your
it's the,
prequel.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's Road 96 Mile Zero, which is
Interesting.
a prequel to 2021's Road 96. Essentially, you play as one of the characters from Road 96 and a friend, I guess.
Mhm.
In sort of like the early, before the events of Road 96. I didn't know this game even existed until I looked at the list of games coming out this month, and I saw that I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I've been watching it.
Yeah, what do you
Okay.
think
Yeah.
of this game?
Yeah, well, I
Since
100% Road 96, so I liked it.
You think you're gonna play Mile Zero?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely they're definitely going for something more different than Road 96. There's definitely some similarities, but gameplay wise, they're really trying to change it up and introduce some more gameplay elements rather than just what the original game was. So it'll be interesting to see what they've done with it.
Yeah, I think in the reviews for this game, because it came out April 4th, it seems more linear than like it's not as I don't think it has any kind of procedural generation in terms of
Didn't look like it,
how
no.
the story works, which is interesting. I wasn't the hugest fan of Road 96. I'm not sure why, because it seems like it would totally be my kind of game, but I just didn't. I did one run of it and I was like, okay, I'm happy to end there, sort of. So I think Mile Zero is interesting that it's a prequel for. I guess Zoe was in the first game. I think is that So I've sort of gelled with Zoe a little bit, but I not enough to like, I guess, play.
I think she was the favorite
story.
of everyone. That's why they chose her.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I do recall that. Yeah.
So this is before an event that happens in Road 96 that kind of sets the scene for the game.
Right. Okay.
So
cool.
I guess they're trying to go into politically how it all came together. Politics.
Excuse me. Are you saying this game is political? I mean,
surely not.
The Steam forums are not going to be happy about that. But no, that's cool. It's cool that I mean, obviously, it's cool that Road 96 was successful enough that they greenlit a prequel, another game in the series. Hopefully, they do a sequel. I guess. Yeah. I can't remember how Road 96 ended, but I'm sure they could do a sequel to that game. Maybe.
Yeah, kinda. Not with the same characters, obviously, but
no, obviously,
it depends how you went.
They could do like a Life is Strange dealio where it's like a new set of characters. Cool.
Well,
this
unfortunately.
So
what's up?
I did actually have this on my Fantasy Critic.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How did it do?
Got a 68.
No.
Oh no.
Man. So I wonder if it is the more linear focus.
Yeah. So the big guys all gave it an 8, and then a bunch of small reviewers gave it 5 and 6s because they were upset that it wasn't the same as the first game for the series.
So I was going to ask because I don't know much about Road 96. I do know that the original was like multi-ending. You can go like any kind of different routes and whatnot.
It was pretty procedural. Yeah, a lot of the events, like basically, it was a bunch of building blocks that kind of fit together in different ways each run you did.
Yeah. Okay. And this one is more linear, right? This one's more linear. Does it still have multiple endings, or is this more of just a straight storyline to how?
I believe there are multiple endings. Yeah,
there is multiple endings.
But I think the endings are more to do with how you respond to characters and less about your actions, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it has to start the same way. It has to end the same way that the other one started. So there wouldn't be like a massive thing that you can change. It would just be like, how
I think it's more I was gonna say I think it's more the relationship between the two main characters that's sort of what changes, not so much like the actual like plot.
So it doesn't have that much impact on the story than Road 96, which is understandable.
No, because there's already because it's prequel. There's already like a predetermined outcome that they can't like do a different one and be like, oh, this is like the non-canon one. So it makes sense why they have to do it this way.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But it's cool. Yeah, as I said, it's cool. I'll definitely check this out at some point. I think because I think the procedural generation was one of the things that I didn't fully like. I didn't really mind. Like I don't think I'd mind not having it in in a prequel to this game.
I think it's fine without it.
Yeah, and if the writing's good, like that's really all that matters at the end of the day. So yeah, it's cool. I'll probably give this a hype. I'll give it a hype.
Yeah, I'll give it.
I'm on a hype. I'm gonna play it. So
I'll give it.
It's hype enough for me. If I'm playing a game, you know I like it.
Yep. Okay. Next game, a game that I think none of us know much about the prequel to this game.
I know about it.
You know about it? Everspace 2. This game, well, look, I've heard stories about this game. I have heard stories, right? But,
what stories? What have you heard about this game?
You know, economic travesties that happened in Everspace 1. You know,
was that this game?
No, it's not.
That's not this game?
No, it's
not Star Citizen, isn't it?
No, Everspace 1 was actually it was a roguelite.
It was? Wait, what am I the other one that has like the actual?
You're thinking of the one with the Economist.
The Economist. What is that one called? What is that one?
I can't remember what it's called, man. It's something
Isn't that
Eve
Star
Online.
Citizen?
That's
Eve
Eve
Online.
Online.
No, Eve Online. Thank you.
Yeah. So no. Everspace is totally different.
Okay, cool.
But it's
I know
interesting.
nothing
So
about this.
Everspace 2 is actually a single player game essentially, and it's not like it's not a roguelite. It's like a story based kind of game with, I guess, there's loot and there's RPG elements, mining and crafting. I actually played this when it was in beta because it's on Game Pass, and it was actually really fun. I was enjoying. I played like maybe the first couple of levels, um, and it ran really really well. Looked really really good. You probably can't tell on with the over the internet streaming on it, but yeah, it was a really really good looking game, and I definitely think if you've got Game Pass, you should check it out because
Was it free?
it is totally free on
I'll
Game
definitely
Pass. You
play
can
it
do
then.
you can do your
100%.
you can use your HOTAS with it. I don't think it has VR support, but yeah,
Nah,
you
it's
can
fine.
you can do
Doesn't
you
need
can
to. It's
do
third
like
third
you do
person.
like flight controls. So yeah, no, I recommend it. I recommend checking it out. Came out April 6th, so not that long ago. Yeah,
Yesterday.
yeah, yesterday. So yeah, check it out for sure. I just wanted to highlight it because yeah, as I said, I feel like a lot of people have missed it because
Overlooked it.
it's
Yeah.
been in early access for like 2 years. So
Oh.
I feel like when that happens, it's sort of like it kind of falls by the wayside a little bit. Because people just forget that a game, and when it finally comes out, it's like, oh, that game came out, I guess. So yeah, definitely
Interesting.
cool game that I enjoyed my time with when I played it a
Okay,
year
it's
ago.
already out on Game Pass. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll
And it
definitely
is,
play
yeah,
it.
it's fully out on Game Pass. So yeah,
Yeah, give it a
give it
hype.
shot.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give it a hype. I'll play it.
I think it's a Nathan game for sure. Because I
Yeah.
mean, you love
Yeah.
space and you like stories. So
Yeah, it's space and
Space
it's not
story.
shitey multiplayer, so I'm in.
Exactly.
True.
Well, something a little bit different. Tron
Dude, this
Identity.
next game I'm so hyped for.
I did not know this game even existed. Can you please explain to me what the hell Tron Identity even is?
Tron Identity. So yeah, so here's the thing, right? I'm gonna say the words visual novel, and I know you're gonna be like, oh, visual novel, no
Hey, I like
thanks.
visual novels. Okay, don't worry.
But it's a visual novel because of like the scope. It's an indie team, so like they can't fully 3D model characters and stuff like that. So it is a visual novel, but it is sort of like a choose your own adventure Telltale style game where your words and actions change the story. Essentially, you're like a detective in I don't know much about Tron, to be honest. You're in like a system, right? Some kind of like
Yeah.
simulation
So
or whatever.
if I remember correctly, how Tron works is that like basically inside of a video game that guy created, and it's like a universe inside of a video game that's Tron.
Right.
That's basically, I'm pretty sure that's what the entire idea of Tron actually is.
Yeah, so you're essentially a detective that's trying to solve a mystery
Mhm.
inside Tron. And I'm super keen for this because I don't know. I don't know what exactly is sending out to me because I'm not exactly a huge Tron fan.
Mm.
But just from what I've heard about it from like previews and stuff, it seems like it's gonna be really, really good.
It
So
does look good from like the gameplay I'm seeing right now. Like I do.
I'm keen to check it out because I do like. Here's the thing with Telltale games, right? Is like I like the stories in Telltale games, but the gameplay never strikes me as anything really that great. Like
Mhm.
the sections where you have to like walk around and investigate. It's like I don't want to do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And it seems like it is literally just taking out the investigate parts of it and just doing the conversations and a little bit of like there's sort of like an unlock system here. I'm not
Mhm.
sure exactly how that works. So that's sort of like the main part of the gameplay, and the rest is just talking,
Mhm.
which I can
Mhm.
totally get down with. So
No, yeah,
very excited. It comes out next week, April 11th.
this looks
Probably
very, very
12th
good.
for us,
Yeah.
given Steam's the way Steam works.
Yeah.
Um,
I am a fan of visual novels. Like this does look very good. This does look very good.
yeah,
I'm actually
and
this yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not that expensive either. I don't think it's an expensive game. Let me see. I think it's probably around Tron Identity. It has no price yet.
Weird.
But yeah, I imagine it'll probably be like $30 maybe. 30,
Easy
40.
100. Easy 100.
I don't
Don't
know
worry.
if it'll be 100. Although it is a Disney property, so they might be like, "Fuck it, they'll pay 100 for this." Fuck 'em. But yeah, that's Tron, not Tron Legacy, Tron Identity.
Tron Legacy?
Tron Legacy is the movie.
The one with the really bad CGI guy?
CGI on,
Yeah.
yeah, I
What's
do
his
remember.
name?
It was
Yeah.
apparently it was a good movie. I
Oh,
watched
when I
it.
watched it, it was good, but I
Yeah, no, it's a great
rewatched it.
movie.
The CGI for like the actual like
I mean,
areas
it
are
was
cool.
2010, like
Yeah, de-aging. Yeah,
de-aging. So
the
that
the
was
de
it was in its infancy.
yeah, like the de-aging was the only CGI that actually took me out. The rest of it is actually really good. Like the rest of it's not bad at all. So yeah, no,
Dude,
like
a great soundtrack by Daft Punk as well.
Oh,
Tron Legacy has it's
true.
fucking banger
Mhm,
soundtrack. Yeah,
mhm.
really
And
good.
the lighting's really good.
The
Moving on.
lighting is really good.
Moving on. Minecraft Legends, the next big one. Okay, we did talk about this
Yeah.
recently. We did talk about this one. Nathan, I remember you saying that you were actually excited for this, right? Was that? Am I
Yeah,
correct
it
with
looks
that?
good.
Yeah, yeah. Because this one is like
You can tell the excitement in his voice.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it looks good.
because this is the like kind of like base building kind of Rust type, right? Is that kind of what this is? I
It's
have
it's
forgotten a
more
lot about it.
it's an
It's
action strategy
more,
game.
yeah,
So
it's more
Yeah.
like it's the
StarCraft than
RTS without
yeah.
the you sort of it's more you're in control of a character essentially.
Mhm,
Yeah.
But it is very strategy game. So
mhm,
I mean
mhm.
Nathan, you explain it because I feel like you're the strategy guy.
Yeah, it's basically just like a StarCrafty type of game where instead of a top-down, like Jamie said, you control a character, but you have way more customization over your base and how your defenses or offenses work.
Mhm.
So I don't want to say infinitely customizable, but there is definitely an extremely large amount of
Never
customization as
gets
to how you
boring, he
play it.
says. It's never getting boring.
Never gets boring.
It
Surely,
always changes. Every match is different.
but it definitely seems like you can employ quite a lot of different strategies for your offense and defense
Okay.
because you can just do what you want rather than like being like you build a building and the building does one thing. You can make like one of these characters and one of the other characters and see if maybe a different percentage of these characters changes the way that how good you are.
Hmm.
Do whatever you want and try it. That's why it seems exciting. Is because there's no just like
Set
strict
path.
It's not
meta.
static.
Yeah.
There's a little more customization in terms of like
Mhm,
what your troops can do, what your base buildings can do, and
Yeah,
mhm.
um, yeah, no, it definitely looks cool. I'm obviously I'm not the strategy guy, so I'm not like head over heels counting down the days to it. But yeah, I mean, I'll try it. I'll give it a go, of course.
Mhm.
Um,
This so it's on Game Pass, of course. It's
Mhm.
Minecraft. It's multiplayer. Do we know how many players in multiplayer it actually is?
Probably four.
yeah, I think it's
4?
four.
Imagine. Yeah.
4? Okay, yeah.
Each person has a base. I'm assuming is it like everyone for themselves
I could do team.
PvP?
I think in the last preview it said that there were two
Me
teams,
too.
like two people together.
Mhm,
I
Okay,
mhm.
think,
that's
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'm cool
Okay.
with that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I
I like I'm not super like really excited for it, and also like Minecraft's previous spin-off games, like Minecraft Dungeons, didn't really do it for me either.
well, the
And I know they're
Minecraft
totally
story
different
mode?
games, but
We
like
never played that like properly together.
Dungeons, yeah, no, I played like maybe an hour max
It
of
was
it.
Mhm.
doing that. That was before Game Pass fixed their shit, where you had a different Microsoft account for your
Oh my
Game
god,
Yeah,
Pass
that's right. It
yeah.
was
subscription.
really broken. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot about that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why we didn't play it. But yeah, well, from what I did play of Dungeons, it didn't really grab me. It seemed like, and a lot of the criticism was it was very repetitive.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem like this will be the case. As you said, it's very customizable, so I think it'll be um, you won't get that repetitive feeling
It's as
like you do with
repetitive as you make
Dungeons.
it, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm relatively excited for it. I wouldn't say I'm hyped for it, so like it's probably a not for me, but I'll
Yeah,
still
I'm the
check it
same.
out.
I'm the
I mean,
same.
it's on Game Pass, so like there's no reason not to give it a go. Um,
I'm more on the hype side than the not.
yeah,
But
sure.
that's a lot of it because it's free.
That does
I
help.
yeah,
Yes.
I feel like having if you had to buy it, it would probably be a lot less, I feel like.
I probably wouldn't play it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
feel
not
like
even
I
sure
wouldn't.
that I would if it wasn't
Yeah,
free. To be honest, yeah.
Mm.
I think it
Yeah,
really helps that it's
it
free.
it does look interesting. It does look very
Definitely
interesting.
looks interesting. I'm not sure. I'm wondering how it's gonna like be reviewed, how like the general consensus is gonna be for like like gamers out there, I wonder.
Mm.
I'm
Gamers.
curious how
Gamers.
they're gonna receive it. I will
So
say from like the comments on like the videos, there's so many people that are hyped for it. So
interesting.
maybe I'm obviously not the target audience. So someone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah," I saw one comment. It was like, "Dude, I'm gonna play 1,000 hours of this game," and I'm not sure if it
Jesus,
was a
man's
bot, bro. It could have just been a Microsoft bot that was like hyping up the comment section. I have no idea, but they did seem very robotic. So who knows?
So yeah, so 2 knots and Nathan, you say you're hyped
I
for
mean,
this?
I will say I'm a light knot, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
I'm not
same.
like a
I
knot, like no fuck, because I'm gonna try it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like
I'm
I'm
just not
like a never
excited.
fucking gonna play it or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm just not
it's
really
not.
excited for it.
I'm not
Trying
like
to
yeah.
apply something binary to something that is not very binary.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Okay, but the next game actually looks really good. When I did see the little bit of gameplay of it. So, MageSeeker. Jimmy,
Oh,
you were the one actually put.
MageSeeker. I
You're
thought
the
this said
one.
Madagascar on the document. I was like,
Yeah, dude,
what
the
the fuck are you
Madagascar
putting on
illegal.
this?
So this is weird, right? So I didn't realize this, but Riot Games has been basically outsourcing the League of Legends IP to a lot of like, I guess, independent developers
Mhm.
to tell stories in the League of Legends universe. So they actually did a previous game. I can't remember what it was called now. Something about the Something King, and it was on Steam, and it was sort of like it reminded me of Darkest Dungeon, that kind of gameplay,
Oh, that kind of vibe. Yeah. Okay.
and that actually reviewed pretty well, and people really dug it. So now they've sort of given the IP to Digital Sun, who did a game called Moonlighter, which I
Mhm.
played a little bit of, which was like, so Moonlighter was essentially a roguelite, but
Mhm.
you played a vendor.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
whole gameplay was, the loop was, you go into these dungeons to get items to then sell to people
Mhm.
as like an NPC vendor. And it was like a really cool idea that I really dug. I just didn't get a lot of time with, because there's a million games to play, and you run at a time.
Mhm.
But yeah, Moonlighter was really, really cool, and I think this game looks really cool.
Yeah.
I think obviously I'm not a big League of Legends fan in terms of the MOBA side of things, but the world is like always been something that's been cool to me, and I
Mhm.
think Arcane's helped with that for sure. And
100%.
I'm definitely excited to see more stories be told in that universe, because I think there's a lot to be said for like introducing people who aren't MOBA fans to your IP, and I think that's a smart way of going about it. Like, I know that they're
Yeah.
doing the fighting game as well in the League of Legends universe, and they've got Legends of Runeterra, so like they're doing a lot of stuff. Riot's doing a lot of stuff to like
Expand out there.
expand out to audiences who fucking hate MOBAs,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
I respect.
Mhm.
And yeah, this game looks really cool.
So
I dig the
what
art style for
is this
sure.
like a roguelike? Is that what this gameplay is? Is this what it's looking like?
No, it's an action RPG.
It's an action RPG. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so it's more like sort of, no, I mean, not really Diablo like, but it's sort of that same kind of similar perspective, with kind of a pixel art ish art style, but it's like
Mm.
pixel art where you only sort of see the pixel edges. You know what I mean? It's like, what
Yeah.
how many bits is that, Nathan? How many bits would you say that is?
I don't think that's bits the way you're describing
There's
it.
bits. There's bits there. There were bits.
There's bits and pieces, there's bits.
There's bits there. You maybe can't see it in the with the compression, but there's some bits there. There's some rough edges,
Well, yeah,
I'd
like
say.
you're saying, it's like rough edged, but the actual texture on in between it is
Sure.
not like
Mm.
8 or 16 or 32-bit. It's like a proper texture.
64-bit.
Has to be, surely.
64-bit easy.
But yeah, no, I'm interested by this game. I don't know if it's
Yes.
something that I'm gonna try immediately, because it is coming out around a lot of other games that I'm more
Mm.
excited for. But yeah, just put it on your radar, I'd say.
Yeah, this looks good. This does look good.
I
Yeah.
also don't know who the MageSeeker is. I have no idea who this guy is.
I have seen these two before in like an animated short. That's it.
Silas.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
know who Garen is. Oh,
I
I'm
know who
fighting
Garen is.
Garen? Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know who Garen is. I know who that guy is. But yeah,
Who?
no, very good.
Garen's the dude with the every like new player plays Garen.
Yeah, he's the big
Okay.
Yeah, like
sword, healthy
he's
guy.
he's the big buff dude with the sword. He's like the
Mm.
paladin, I guess.
It looks
Uh,
cool, but the League of Legends IP just turns me off everything, to be honest with you.
How
yeah,
could you? I mean, that's fair
yeah.
enough.
Hot or not? What are we thinking? What do you think?
I'm
What do you
giving
think?
it a hot, dude. I'm giving it a hot.
I would probably do the same. I would say I am cautiously in more of a hot zone than I am a not.
It's not for me. The gameplay doesn't do it for me yet. Haven't
Understandable.
shown enough.
Understandable. Just bad taste.
Nathan will be
Anyway,
too busy being a Minecraft legend. Okay, so like,
exactly. So next up, I think a game we're all kind of excited for. Horizon
I
Forbidden.
mean,
Surely.
you guys haven't played it. You
Yeah,
guys haven't
surely,
played
yeah.
Horizon.
I have dabbled. I have not played. I have not played too much though. I need to get around to it, but I have
Yeah,
not
so
played.
you're talking about the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, which is
Correct.
Burning Shores.
Burning Shores. Yes.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. I don't know why I'm really excited for this, because every time I finish a Horizon game, I was like, oh, yeah, it was fun. Like,
Yeah.
I'm never like, and I think it's maybe the endings don't always do it for me. So and especially Forbidden West's ending was just like, God, I don't know. I thought it was actually bad.
You thought it
But
was
the
bad.
gameplay of Forbidden West is fantastic. The game is visually like insanely gorgeous. Like, I think it's
Mhm,
probably one of the best looking next gen games we've
mhm.
had, especially on console. And I guess the cool thing about this is that this is only on PS5. So
Oh.
obviously Forbidden West was on PS4 and PS5. This DLC you cannot play on PS4, which makes me think they're going to go like really hard in terms of like pushing the hardware,
Yeah.
which
Definitely.
I'm excited about.
Mhm.
like this, like that
Look
thing.
at that dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't run that on a PS4. And
Yeah,
also, it
bro.
seems like, I mean, there was some more, like, they've sort of previewed the game on like the PlayStation blog, I guess. And it seems like you can go up higher with your aerial machines, which
Yeah.
is cool. Like you see in the trailer, there's a lot of like going through the clouds, which you could not do. I mean, there's actually barely any cloud that you can like interact with or go through in the original Forbidden West. So I think that's
Mm.
more of a there's more height in terms of where you can go. And yeah, dude, I'm really stoked for this. I think it's gonna be good. I'm not expecting it to be very long though, because it's only $30 on
Okay, yeah.
PlayStation. So
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not
on
expecting a
Sony.
long, lengthy campaign.
Yeah.
But I think Seto, you did a good job by grabbing
grabbing
this
it?
for your fantasy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's gonna review well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, the
Horizon
thing is
always does review really well. So
yeah. Like, the thing is that, like, when I have played a little bit of the original Horizon.
Mhm.
I have not played Forbidden West, but I did watch you play it, Jamie.
Mhm.
And yeah, this does look good. And as you said, it's only on PS5, which makes it like they just gonna push it. And Big Kraken dude at the end looks very interesting. So yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a really cool new machine it's like a new aerial character machine.
Oh, okay.
But it actually allows you to go in the water as well, like fly underwater.
Oh, that's
So it can
sick.
yeah, so it seems, I don't know, gonna be some really cool shit, I think, with like in terms of traversal in the game.
Mhm,
Um
mhm.
so yeah, very much looking forward to this as a hype for me. I don't expect this to be a hype for you guys because you need to actually have played Forbidden West
Exactly.
story. You
Yeah.
can't you actually physically can't play it
I was gonna say
until
it
you
would be a
finish the
hype for
story.
me if I have finished the story, but I think
Yeah.
it's like physically cannot play it. It
Yeah,
probably
so
won't
yeah,
be.
you have to so yeah, I think this is I think the first DLC they did for the first Horizon game, you actually could do it whenever. So it
Oh,
seems like this will be like a direct continuation of the original story
yeah,
from Forbidden
yeah.
West. So I'm excited to see how they kind of expand on that and yeah, hopefully it kind of makes the ending better cuz yeah, the ending was not great. I got to say. Was not a
You
great
weren't happy with
endings.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it
I'd
was
be hyped
very
for it
much
if I
like
actually
it
played it.
was what's that?
Probably be hyped for it if I actually had played either of them,
Of
but I
course.
haven't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because
I've
the
seen
ending
pretty
for
much the entire game of both, but
yeah, right. Because the ending for Forbidden West was super sequel baity. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
stay tuned for Horizon 3. It's like, come on,
I
man.
hate that. I hate that, man.
Why? It's like
Just don't do
games take
that.
5 years to come out. Just give us some more than just like
Yeah.
baiting for a sequel.
Mhm, mhm.
Do what Ragnarok did.
Exactly, Ragnarok
Ended after 2.
yeah, yeah.
Um how are you guys feeling about this next game?
Okay, so yeah,
Coffee
coffee talk. Coffee
Coffee
talk.
Talk Episode 2. So this is also a sequel to a game that's come out before. Coffee Talk. Would you imagine?
Hmm.
I put this on the list because it's interesting. It's another one of those kind of like conversational games.
We were talking about this
Um,
before having so we just sorry, Jimmy. This was on the indie list? Because I remember talking about this.
no, it wasn't.
It
I don't think
wasn't?
it was actually.
No.
No,
I do remember hearing and talking about this, but might have been just off the podcast
it
because
has. It's another Game Pass game, so you may have seen it on like a list of Game Pass games coming up.
yeah, that's
Um,
I don't know how
it's
I
a
feel
bit
about this.
furry-esque, I will say.
Furry-esque.
Well,
Interesting.
yeah, because there's fantasy characters in this, and some of them are humanoid with
Oh.
horns. Um,
Oh. Damn, right
I
up my alley.
which I'm a little bit like, oh, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
don't
I
know.
like horn creature animal people, but I mean, people really enjoyed the first Coffee Talk from what I heard from it.
Is
You know,
this
obviously I didn't play it. It was also on Game Pass, but I never had a chance to play it. So
so is this like just you run a coffee shop
you're
and
essentially running a coffee shop. You do orders for coffee. You do your own like art in the coffee if you want to,
no,
and
that's
then
cool.
you just have conversations with people, and that's the story, I guess. Like it's sort of like you just hear about people's lives, and what they're going through and all that stuff. It's very like wholesome and sort of that vibe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely like it definitely has a specific target audience that I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily that excited for.
Yeah, 100%.
But
At
I might
first, it was
try it 'cause
giving
it's
me
a
like Papers, Please vibes, where you had to like
Yes.
break down some like aspects of
Yeah.
people, but then the more you describe it, I'm like, yeah, maybe not.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Like,
honestly, it's hard to say without having because it says this is what the description says. You are a barista, and your customers aren't always humans. Listen to their stories and influence their hearts with a warm cup of coffee or
Okay.
two.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
just
yeah, no.
yeah, I'm not
I'm good.
just that I feel like we're not the target audience.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
Just
think
maybe
we're
at
the
not.
target
all,
audience
like
for this.
not at all.
I don't think we're the target audience.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna pass
It's
on
enough
that.
from me.
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean,
I'm
just
gonna,
the subtitle as well is like, oh, I don't know about this one. Hibiscus
yeah,
and butterfly. No, I'm okay. I'm
yeah, I'm
good.
gonna pass on that. I'm okay with that.
But hey, if it reviews well, I'll try it out.
Mhm.
But if it doesn't review, if it gets like maybe like a 75,
I mean,
maybe I'll
shit, it's
skip.
free.
Yeah, if
It
it's
is free.
free,
It's on Game
yeah,
Pass.
then sure. Like, I'll give it a try. I don't imagine
Are
it's a
you
long
good?
game.
We should
I
have a coffee talk episode 2 hibiscus and butterfly
yeah.
Discord session, dude. We all play the
I
game together.
I don't imagine it's gonna be that long. Maybe like 2, 3 hours at most.
I'd say
I,
up to
I'm
5, maybe.
5? I could
I'm
s
looking out.
yeah.
I'm looking out the first one. How long to
Bro, I
beat?
swear to God, if it's over 10 hours, I'm not playing this game. I'm not sitting there talking to people for 10 hours.
Okay, so the main story was 4 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Completion is 8 hours. I don't know what you're completing. 100%
Side
completion.
quest, bro. Side quests.
Is Coffee Talk on Game Pass? I'm looking.
It's not on Game Pass. Let's see.
It's it's not showing me. Let me just go to the Xbox app. So how do you feel about coffee?
I don't drink it.
Like to
So
drink?
I
Okay.
don't drink it. Yeah, straight up don't drink coffee.
Nathan, do you drink coffee? You drink coffee,
No.
right?
No.
What?
Oh, do you drink coffee, Jamie?
I'd see the point.
Yeah,
I drink
same.
coffee. Dude, coffee
Same.
tastes so good. It is on Game
Yeah,
Pass.
I like the taste of it. It's more just like from a caffeine standpoint. I don't feel like I need it because I
Exactly,
regulate
and
everything else well enough.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't do it to
exactly.
keep myself up or
Yeah,
stay
and,
awake
like
or whatever. I do it because I like the taste.
the thing is, like, my sister she drinks so much coffee. I would say she gets like 2 coffees a day, and each of them are like $8. So that is
Fucking hell.
yeah. So she gets like that a day.
The first one is on Game Pass. I'm installing it right now. I'm gonna
Oh
play
my
it right
God.
after this.
You can play it
I'll
right
wait.
now.
Yep.
Play
No,
it
I'm,
right
I'm
now.
not gonna play it on the podcast. Right afterwards, I'm gonna try it just to see. Hey, maybe this game is like a secret game of the year. Who knows?
Secret game of the year. Let's go, dude. Okay. Well, we
Cut to
know
Jamie's
next.
screen in a minute. He's going to be playing it.
Yeah,
Here
bro.
he is right now. There he is. He's playing it.
No, that's-
Next game. Next game was definitely game of the year, 100%, no doubt in my mind. Advanced Wars. What the hell is this? What is this?
We've talked about it. We talked about Advance Wars 1+2 when there was like a
Whoa.
Nintendo Direct.
That's
Booba.
right. I remember this. Yeah,
Booba.
big booba. Big
Oh
booba.
my god. It's so Advance Wars 1+2 is a remake of the Game Boy Advance games, which I obviously did not play because I was not. I barely played any of the Game Boy Advance. It's essentially like it's a strategy game where you could see on the screen right now. You're sort of commanding your troops, land, sea, and air, and you're trying to kill the Russians that aren't Russian.
Ayo, okay.
I think
I don't
they
know.
used
That's
to be.
what. I'm pretty sure they were very much more Russian in
Yeah.
like the Game Boy Advance games, but now they're like, well, maybe
It's a
we
bit
shouldn't
taboo.
specifically target one
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
What
We've
do
already.
you guys feel about this? Are you guys into this kind of strategy game at all?
Nah,
We-
not this sort of strategy. It's a bit too basic.
Last time we talked about the Champion, we did say that this was a very like chill game that I feel like since it's on Nintendo Switch, it's a very like easy game to kind of play because you can stop at the same time. And I kind of feel the same way. I don't know if I will play it, but like it's still. I think I'm in the same mindset of it. I think I'm still in the same mindset.
I am not going to play it immediately, but I think when and if it goes on sale, it's probably more of an if because it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah,
I can see myself picking this up. I don't know. I'm all for sort of the more basic strategy games. Like I don't want to get too in the weeds with it. And I like the art style. Like I think it's cutesy and Nintendo and I mean Nintendo when it comes to gameplay loops, I feel like they kind of nailed it. So
they do really well.
I feel like it could be very addictive.
Mhm.
And this is actually the first time for any of you Advance Wars fucking players out there. This is the first time it has online multiplayer.
Oh, sick. Okay, that's
So
really cool.
there is an
Oh,
online PvP element now.
Nintendo exclusive, an online
Um,
video game.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh man, I'm sure. Well, at least you don't have to. It's not real time, so you don't have to worry about like the stutters and the audio desyncing and
I
slowing
wouldn't
down.
put it past them.
I don't even know how when we played Super Mario 3D World, how the fuck did it go slow mo? Like we're not playing Max Payne. Like what's going on?
Even for the host.
Yeah. Oh
It's
man,
cooked
that was
up.
crazy.
Hey, bro, if you just want to play this, go play Tanks. You remember that online game, the one that like it was on like Cool Mask.
Hey, the one that's like 2D.
yeah, the 2D
it's like
one.
this.
Yeah.
Really, that interesting one.
Is this? I'm sort of feeling it's going to be a not.
Yeah, it's
for
a
you guys.
It's not for me.
Yeah, it's a not for me. I'm okay.
It's. I mean, it's in between for me. I'll
Mhm.
lean more towards not because I guess I'm not playing it immediately. But
Yeah,
I at some point I could see myself playing this game. in the future.
Yep. Now this next game, bro, I'm excited.
I know you are.
I am very excited for this game. We are going to talk
But
about
tell us how excited you are for Dead Island 2.
I am so excited for Dead Island 2, boys. It is on my fantasy critic. Definitely wasn't out of a meme, and I definitely don't think this game is going.
I mean, I don't think
definitely
it's going to
not-
review badly.
No.
Right? I mean, there
Look,
is a chance though.
I
There is I mean, it could.
I am hoping for
There's
a
no
70.
way. There's
I
no
don't think
way
it's
it'll
gonna
be
do
like a
well.
50, right?
Well, like,
I think it'll just be really middling. Like,
yeah, I don't
Well,
think it's
50
gonna.
is the middle.
no, but
I-
like IGN middling.
Yeah. Middling for
I-
games journalist,
Yeah.
which is a 7.
I don't think it's gonna be bad. I don't think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be like a Dead Island game. That's what I think it's gonna be. But I actually am.
What did the other Dead Island games get review
like
wise?
70 something or like 68 to 70. It
Yeah,
did
probably
not
do
do
about
well.
the same range.
It did
I
not.
don't think there's a Metacritic. There's an open critic score for it.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
so
sure
I
there
mean,
is.
Dead Island 1 got an 80 on Metacritic.
Really?
Uh,
Not. No shot.
Dead Island Riptide got a 61.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's more. So yeah, so the not Dead Island 2 got a 61. Yeah, but the
So,
original got an 80. That's pretty good.
Hey, Dead Island Definitive Edition on Open Critic, a
70.
66.
Oh. Yeah, see that's the thing with Open Critic, right? Is that because they accept more reviewers,
Mhm.
there's more chance for like the more middling games to go lower. Because
Yeah.
I feel like more reviews, more chance for it to be less than because I feel like a lot of the time Metacritic scores are generally higher than OpenCritic just
Yeah.
because there's less
Yes.
reviewers.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like the smaller guys are probably more willing to give it a lower score, but like the bigger companies are kind of scared to say something's that shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, I mean, sort of. I guess I don't know. I feel like they just a lot of games. Are just, I mean,
falls into the 6 or 7 out of 10 constantly.
I feel like the vast majority of games though, like that they review are like a 7 though. Like they're not like I feel like when you're going below a 7, it's like it's just complete like unplayability. You know what I mean? Like if it's playable, like it's good enough, I guess.
It shouldn't
and
be that way.
It shouldn't be, but that's just how I feel
Yeah.
like game reviews have been for ages.
Mhm.
Where like 7 has been like the lowest any companies usually go. And if it's below a 7, it's like there must be something seriously wrong with the game or something that the reviewer really, really didn't like. In the case of Destiny 2 Lightfall.
Pour one out for the boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, this game.
I gotta say the blood effects are really good. Like the
Yeah.
gore, like you could see that's a system that they put a lot of effort into. Where like they know, like, hey, zombie slaying, the satisfying part of it is seeing them fucking
Gore.
explode in blood and gore. So sure, like go for that.
This thing is not on Game Pass or
No.
EA Play or anything like that. So like, I really don't know how it's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna do. As I said, I think it's gonna be middling. I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be a very middling game, like how the last Deadline was.
I'm not expecting like praise from this game. I mean, you know, we'll see. I think, as I said, it'll be middling. I don't think it's gonna be like a complete trash fire. I don't think it can be. There's no way after this many years.
Yeah, just
although it has been rebooted development like
4 times,
3 or 4 times. Like
Yeah.
it's gone through 3 different developers. Like
yeah. Look,
we'll see. You know,
yeah, we'll see.
I do like the system, like what they're doing with the like your character has like different abilities depending
Yes.
on like who you choose. So I like that aspect of it. It's sort of like
Yeah.
an operator or like a hero type system.
Yeah, look,
Yeah, I mean, there's some replayability there. If someone's like really into Dead Island 2, that can be like, dude, I'm gonna play all 8 characters, 8 playthroughs of Dead Island 2 if they want to.
that's interesting to do that, but yeah, that's interesting to put yourself through that. But
I mean, I'm sure there will be at least 1 or 2 people out there that are like, Dead Island 2 is my game of the year. This is exactly what I wanted from Dead Island.
Yep, and those
a sequel
people
to
are
Dead
not
Island.
okay in the head. So anyway, Live Alive.
It's
What is
called
this
Live a
game?
Live. Jeez,
Live
Live
Alive.
Alive.
Live Alive.
Man, dude, you guys have never heard of this game. This is a classic, man.
This is classic. Explain the classic.
Dude,
of
okay,
this.
so Live Alive only ever released on the Super Famicom in Japan back in the day.
Yeah.
Then last year it came to Switch, right? And with the sort of HD 2D visual style that Octopath Traveler has.
Yes.
And people really fucking liked it. So essentially, it is similar to Octopath Traveler, where you have different stories, different micro stories. Where this difference from Octopath Traveler is that each character is from a different era. So you have like the era of like prehistoric era. You have the samurai era. Like they're totally, and there's like a cowboy. Like it's totally different sort of micro stories essentially. And they do connect in some way at some point. I'm not sure how they do, but there is some kind of connective tissue. But yeah, this RPG is really, really highly regarded, and it's finally coming to Steam. So
Okay. Okay.
I'm looking forward to this one. But
I
as
have
someone who enjoyed Octopath Traveler, I like these games. I don't know. I really dig these JRPGs. I don't know why. There's something about the visuals and like just the way they kind of function. I just dig it.
I need to look more into it. I have no idea. No
I
idea
just
about this
told
game.
you. I just told you what the game
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
man.
exactly. But I still don't know enough. Like right now, I'm in very middling of like, yeah, looks good.
This is Red Dead 2, man. What are you talking about? Look
Okay,
at this.
then 100% easy, done. Can't wait to see Arthur, bro. Can't wait to see him
As I
pop.
said, this is for a very specific type of person, and I
Yes.
think it's probably would do better on a Switch. Like I feel like having this on PC is I don't want to be chained down to like having to play it at my desk or my TV. Like I think
Mm,
having having the ability to have it on the go, obviously with a Steam Deck, that'd be great.
mm.
Um, but yeah, no, as I said, this game is people are excited for this. There's some people
Yes.
out there that are excited
Oh
for
yeah,
this.
I can definitely see why people are excited for it. Definitely looks interesting. I just don't
And it
know
kind of
enough.
only just got announced for PC. Like at
Really?
the beginning of this month, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's coming to PC and PlayStation 4 and 5." And
Interesting.
everyone was like,
Okay.
"Oh, okay, cool. It's happening."
Mm,
Yeah, so yeah, I'm excited to check this out at some point.
okay.
But
Very good. Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
gonna
very
guess not
Yeah, I don't know
Friday.
anything about it, so
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Nothing
These
about it,
guys,
man.
this is what I'm talking about.
Chat,
Viewers,
chat,
these people aren't gamers, man. These are uncultured,
uncultured
I
people.
non-game,
play a game a week, maybe,
deeply
sometimes less.
unserious gamers, deeply unserious.
Oh, very good. Very good. Alrighty. A game we have actually talked about this beforehand. I don't think I looked a little bit. I don't think anything changed it, but Benedict Fox, or I forgot the full title of
The
the
Last
game.
Case of Benedict Fox.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I'm gonna play this because it's on Game Pass. But yeah,
Exactly.
as I said, I talked about it last time we talked about indie games this year. Um, and the demo sort of I got less hyped based on the demo.
Hmm.
But you know, it's kind of hard. As I said, it's hard to demo a Metroidvania game
Hmm.
because I feel like the interweaving of the world and sort of how this is a disgusting part, man. That's fucking disgusting, bro. How the world kind of connects and getting new abilities to kind of further explore. That's part of the charm of a Metroidvania game. So when you're in a demo environment, it
It cuts
doesn't
off all of
really
that.
work out so well. Like I feel like you can't. It's one of the hardest genres I'd say to demo.
Mhm.
Um, and so yeah, I'm excited to play the full version. And as I said, it's on Game Pass, so I
Yeah,
guess there's no reason other than time to not give it a shot. And I
exactly.
like the visual style. Like I like how it
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah, look, as I said, nothing really changed. I'll give it a shot. That's about it. Nothing really changed in my opinion on it. Like, I know a
April
little bit.
20th,
Okay.
27th, by the way, it's coming out. It's the same
Oh,
day
okay.
as the hot new game Live Alive that came out 30 years
Oh,
ago.
dude, live a
Anyway,
live.
Nathan, what do you
Um,
think about this game? Are you anything on that? Anything on Benedict
In
Fox?
Metroidvanias are very hard to get good and to live up to actual Metroid games.
yeah,
And
Played
very
quite
actual
true.
a few of them in
Castlevania
the
games?
past, and none of them have ever lived up to it. So every time
Very
I
True,
see
true.
true.
one, I'm always very skeptical.
True,
Mhm.
Uh,
true.
Mhm.
Probably a not from me, just from the gameplay.
Confirm
Okay.
Nathan hates indie developers. Like he
Yes,
hates them.
Nathan just hates giving people money. Um, a
Speaking of indie
game
developers,
Yeah, indie developer, a small game, Jedi Survivor. This is a very small game coming out. Not many people know about this game. So, uh, yeah, I we talked about this like what last week beforehand. We talked about this actually pretty
it was a
recently.
few weeks ago.
A few
I
weeks
didn't
ago.
even know I don't even know why we talked about it, but
Because the gameplay trailer came out of it. So,
right.
we did talk about it a little bit. Still excited for this game. I'm still excited. Nothing really to say about it. Like I'm still very excited for this game.
Nothing to
um,
say, dude.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Well, I will say there were some like press previews this week.
mhm, mhm.
And it actually got me more excited for this game, if that was even
Interesting.
possible.
Yeah.
So essentially, like the stuff you're seeing on screen now, this is one of the sort of big hub planets in the game. So it's essentially your base, but it's also like it reminds me of like a micro, like sort of like the first place you enter in Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
where it's like a microcosm planet where there's a lot of branching areas. Um, and essentially you kind of have a base that you build up over time
Mhm, mhm.
so there's sort of like a base building kind of mechanic
Right.
that you're sort of like building up a community on this planet.
Mhm.
They also mentioned the customization is a big part, so you can fully customize Cal's hair, his beard, his clothes. You can fully customize BD1, his lightsaber. There's a lot more customization. There's not just ponchos this time.
Yeah.
Thank God. No fucking just pink ass poncho or some shit.
I did see how the customization looks and how everything gets changed and whatnot, and actually, it looks really good. It looks really good. Like the UI in this game does look really, really good. From the
I was actually shocked that you were able to customize BD1, but I'm excited that there is that like level of customization and personalization. I mean, yeah, this game is it's gonna be amazing. Like,
yeah,
I think one of the biggest issues with Fallen Order was sort of the bugs and like I mean, I've got a clip on Twitch where one of the bounty hunters that I was fighting just kind of jetpacked off the edge and died, and it just ended the fight. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's over." So yeah, I'm hoping like obviously that was a kind of a very buggy release, I'd say. Less so on PC, but definitely on console it was pretty bad. There was also a lot of stuttering, so I'm hoping that with the extra time they've had, you know, obviously got delayed out of March to April. Like with that extra time, they've really polished it up and it can be the best version of what it is. And I'm just really excited to continue to play another kick-ass Star Wars game because
exactly, because the last one was really good. The last one was
I mean that was like one of my games of the year for 2019.
It was really good. So yeah, very excited for this.
Very soon, April 28th.
Yeah,
Nathan, what do you think about? What are you hyped for this game? Obviously.
Oh yeah, of course. The last game was really good. I liked it. What games are journalists did they get to play this game in this preview?
Wait, which ones? What?
This gameplay.
Oh,
preview.
this is Respawn's gameplay.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was gonna say as well.
No, yeah, this was. I mean, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
These days, I don't think a lot of devs give gameplay like they don't let journalists record their own gameplay. They just give them a sample of what they played. Just to keep it a little more like bug free and stuff like that.
Understand.
But yes, very, very excited for this game. I've heard that there's like 7 different like planet-size areas. Maybe not planet size. Yeah, big areas, big area, bigger than what
like,
we're used to in Fallen
Order. Size as in the last one. Like
exactly. So super keen for this.
Yeah,
you're missing the money shot, dude. You're missing the money shot of the world here. It's gone.
It's gone.
I'm going back. I'm going back. This is like the Breath of the Wild shot, dude.
Let's see it.
Just wait for it, dude. It's so sick.
Wow.
Oh, it's really cool. Look at it.
Really cool shot, dude.
Fuck you guys. Get excited, you know. Get excited.
No, I am very keen for that game. I am very, very.
It'll be good.
Alrighty. Well, that's all the games then. That's all. That's all the games.
Dada, what have you been playing?
Start off with me. Okay, Jesus. Well, I'm going to start off with actually the game that we all have been playing. I do want to start off with the Halo Infinite campaign. We did play that a little bit. And it was the first bit was definitely interesting. It was buggy. It was definitely some buggy bits, but I would say I overall enjoyed it. Since we all played it together, there were some bits where it did bug out, and it caught me pretty off guard at some points because there's some very easy things. But overall, I did enjoy it. I thought it was really fun. I did think it was really fun, especially like hanging around and whatnot. The friendly fire was a little bit of an issue at some points.
That's just Halo, though.
That's the fun of it, though. Yeah. I mean, I will say, in terms of the bugs, like what we had, like a door not open at one point.
Oh yeah,
and
it didn't destroy my experience. You know what I mean? It didn't.
And there was like a server issue, right, where the server basically like crapped itself.
There was one point
and like because obviously it's on a dedicated server, which I actually appreciate because it's probably the best case scenario. Yes. But obviously when that dedicated server has some issues, it's not the best experience for all of us where we're just it basically completely paused and like we just froze it and then it just sped up. It just sped up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then we were just sprinting through the map really quickly. But yeah, no, overall I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, this is your first Infinite experience. So like what do you think of the game so far? As someone who's new to it.
As someone who's new to it. No, it's good. I enjoyed it.
And this random gameplay from someone is actually accurate to our experience. Yeah. A bunch of barrels exploding.
No, I actually really enjoyed it. We did do it with only one skull, so it's actually like literally the base experience of what it actually is. But yeah, no, the open world is really fun. I really did enjoy the open world. Being able to call in vehicles and run around. I actually
when calling in vehicles works.
Yeah, when it works. Yeah,
that was actually that was probably the most annoying part of it was when you just can't. It would just spam it because it wouldn't.
Yeah,
it wouldn't. It just wouldn't work as intended. Essentially, you'd have to spam it constantly and before it finally like activated, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the open world is fun. I do really enjoy it.
Mhm.
Going around and like how the open world actually looks and feels, and having to go around to like the different objectives and whatnot. It is very open world esque, but having that in Halo is very fun. I am very surprised at how good the multiplayer is, because I was when I went into it, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be not the best. I didn't imagine it was going to be the best for a single play, oh sorry, co-op experience, but surprisingly, it actually
Yeah,
like
man.
the only
Halo
bug.
co-op's where it's at.
I mean, the thing is, it needed to be good, and that's why it was
Yeah.
delayed so long because they were like, they need to get it right. And even
Mm,
still, there's still some bugs, obviously. But I
yeah.
mean, I feel like a lot of games, when you take a game into a co-op environment, it just something about it just completely falters. And I think it's
Mhm.
just difficult. It's just difficult to kind of
Actually do it.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm,
To have every all the physics working in tandem across everyone's systems all at once, like
mhm, mhm.
that's a challenge, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And especially how Infinite's gameplay is so it's there's so many different aspects to it. Like
Mhm,
someone could be on a warthog, someone could be on a mongoose, someone could be throwing a barrel at a bunch of elites,
mhm.
and that could cause particle effects that then has to translate to someone else's game. And that
Yeah.
so it's just a whole lot of different things working in tandem at
Mhm,
once
mhm.
that I can understand why it took so long.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's
100%.
here, and it's really good. Like
It
it's
is
such
really fun.
it lives up to the Halo co-op experience that
Yeah.
you would get from a Bungie Halo, or even Halo 4 and 5.
Mhm, mhm.
I
And yeah,
will say I'm surprised how squishy we are as Spartans
I was gonna say that.
on
We're on the
Legendary.
hardest difficulty. We're on the hardest difficulty,
It
and we
is a lot
are
better
very
once you
squishy.
upgrade, by the way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've only put upgrades into
Into armor.
shield and it's
Yeah, me
fine
too.
now. Yeah, it's
Mhm,
fine.
mhm. But yeah, like even with like all the bugs and all like different things, that like it is fun. I do enjoy it. It is very fun, like going around, and even like it is very chaotic, which is very fun, especially when you get into fights and whatnot. And there's like the very big chance of people team killing each other and stuff like that. Like it gets very fun, and it is just a good time to hang out with the boys and
Totally.
play
It's
it.
like it's
Yeah,
just a chill out kind of game that I think that's what Halo co-op's always been about.
Yeah,
yeah.
it
Like it's
feels like
not
Halo co-op, which is good.
yeah,
It's not
exactly.
Mhm.
Like
anything
I
else.
know there's some people that say like, "Oh, it's too easy," or this and that. It's like I mean, I don't think Legendary campaign is necessarily like I mean, Lasso is the peak of difficulty, right? Like if you really
Yes.
want the really difficult, challenging experience, you do Lasso. If you want to just have fun, but also not have to like mindlessly kill stuff, like Legendary is the way to go.
Yeah.
I will say like playing some of these act sort of like the world side activities again is like, yeah, man, they're really just very cut and paste, you know?
I did
Yeah.
notice that, like, going to each of the bosses or going to each of, like, we had to, like, go, capture FOB or something like that, it's very samey. They are very
It's
similar.
very Ubisoft, and I think I mean, obviously the thing that elevates it above Ubisoft is like the gameplay's fun, like really fun.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
and it doesn't really feel like it feels samey to a certain extent, but you can kind it's sort of the same way where you can kind of make your fun out of it. Um,
Yeah. I think once
whereas
we get
like
customization in weapons and vehicles, it'll be a lot better, but just at the
to-
Yeah.
start, we've got, like, nothing to play
totally.
with.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like the
exactly.
difference between this and, like, Assassin's Creed is, like, Assassin's Creed, you can only really do so many things with your combat. Like, you could do stealth if you really want to, but it's not gonna
Mm,
ultimately, the experience isn't gonna change from, like, one outpost to another. Whereas
mm.
in Halo, you could, like, when we start unlocking cooler vehicles, like, going in on, like, aerial vehicles and, like,
Would be sick.
fucking grapple hooking to each other's vehicles and,
Mhm.
like, swinging into outposts, like, that's gonna be fun. And,
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
um, I think that's, like kind of Halo co-op, like that's like perfect Halo co-op is where you can just
Yeah.
do random
Well, it's
shit.
more it's like a sandbox, right? It's like a sandbox.
Totally,
That's
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's
That's
what it's
always been
supposed to be.
that's been the highlight of Halo is it's the
Yeah.
sandbox, and I'm glad that
Mhm.
Infinite is like continuing that legacy. And that's what I
Exactly.
said about it even in single player,
Oh,
but co-op it's definitely like tenfold, right?
yeah. The one
Um,
thing I talked to Chad about that I want to take away as well, in the opening scene, in, like, the first, like, prologue area, and, like, even afterwards, the OST really good. Like,
oh yeah.
surprisingly, like, you have like, it's good, but, like, there's some piano bits and whatnot that are, like, really good. I was very surprised
It's
about.
very much taken from Legacy Halo,
Mm,
whereas like Halo
Yeah.
4 and 5, there is some like legacy there, but I think they tried to do their own thing with 4 and 5, and with Infinite they were like, no, 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 we need to bring in like we need to bring it back
It feels
to
very
yeah.
what
Halo
it
3. It's
yeah,
good.
Mm,
totally. Like I mean Halo 1 to 3 basically. Like
Yeah. Yeah,
just
it's all the
bringing back
same, really. Yeah.
that era of music and that vibe and even the art style and how the gameplay I think the best thing about Halo Infinite's gameplay is that it's modernized but it's still Halo.
Yeah.
mhm.
Whereas, like, when we play Halo 5, it's like, man, this does not like, it feels sort of like Halo, but it just doesn't hit the same, I guess.
I feel like it
Mm.
looks like it, but this doesn't feel like it. It's like a
yeah,
hard
yeah,
to explain
exactly.
experience.
But yeah, Infinite's been great
It's been fun.
revisiting this game again, and I'm excited to play more of this tonight because
Yeah, 100%.
Halo co-op is like I think of like some of my top co-op experiences. Like Halo really is kind of unmatched to me.
Yeah.
Like I think
can see that.
Left 4 Dead's up there as well, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like Left 4 Dead and Halo are like the pinnacles of co-op
Of co-op.
gameplay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
totally.
agree. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, so it's been really fun revisiting this and play, and obviously for Setter to be playing it for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. This is my first like co-op Halo experience, and I am really enjoying so far. I'm very much enjoying so far.
Man, we've got to play the Master Chief Collection.
I'll be down,
dude. It's so. I mean, what?
Oh, we're starting again. All right, here we go.
start from Halo 1 again. Let's go. I think there are you can mod it for 4 players as well, because some of them are 2-player only, but they allow MCC mods.
I do not want to play Halo 2 with more than 2 people with that fucking legendary bullshit.
The jackals, man, the jackals.
Oh my god. Yeah, so Halo 2 for some reason on legendary has it doesn't have the skull on, but the legendary effect is Iron Skull, which means that if one of you die, you reset from the last checkpoint.
Oh no, that was such a that was such a fun experience though. But in like the holy shit, I want to bash my head against the wall.
It's one of those.
Literally an hour into the game, we got stuck in the same room for probably like 2 hours straight.
No, but that is everyone says that is one of the hardest rooms in Halo 2. Like it's just insanely difficult. It spawns hundreds of elites, and oh my god, it was so bad. And they're charging you with the energy swords, like,
it's bad. It's
the Dark Souls of first person.
It was a great game.
Oh,
it's just so difficult.
Yeah, it's like Elden Ring, exactly like Elden Ring.
Exactly like Elden Ring. Nathan, do you have any games?
No, that was my game. That was
that was your game. That was your game. Okay, cool. Well, Jamie, I think we should talk about Spider-Man next, because I actually am very interested in because you're playing the PC version, which
I am playing the PC version.
I did hear good things about. I did hear good things about it. How are you enjoying it? How are you enjoying
it? So the reason I wanted to bring up this game is because once again, I've forgotten how good Spider-Man is.
Really
how good this video game is, man. It's like I don't know why. I think maybe I've got dementia, because I just like forget so easily how good video games are. And when I play them again, I'm like, oh, this is why it's one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, that makes sense. But no, like it's a fucking fun time, dude. And it's funny because like Halo Infinite has the repetitive side mission stuff. Spider-Man also has the repetitive side mission stuff. But because I'm Spider-Man and the way you traverse the world and the way you do combat is so fun that I'm like, I don't care that I'm like capturing pigeons, or I don't care that I'm just like stopping a car chase.
Yeah.
Because I'm Spider-Man when I do it. And that's just like the fun of it. And it feels so good. And man, does this game look good on PC. Like, holy shit. It's like, if you thought it looked good on... There is ray tracing. There's full... it's just ray traced reflections.
Yeah, it was ray traced on PS5, wasn't it?
It was, yes. But it was... I think it was locked at 30 FPS on PlayStation 5 with reflections. Although there was a performance ray tracing mode, but I think the reflections were like quarter resolution, so it was like super blurry. But that's actually... What's up?
Doesn't MJ look different now?
No, that's how she looked.
No, I can't remember.
It's
is
Peter.
This old Peter Parker or is this new Peter Parker?
This is so it is the new Peter Parker version, which is very weird seeing him that way.
Yeah,
but I feel like it would have been even more strange if I went into Spider-Man 2 with that new face and being like, man, this is not who I remember when I played Spider-Man 2018.
Is there a reason why they changed Peter Parker's face? I actually never
made him look more like Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that,
like,
but it's also what's up?
Just like what's his name?
Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, no, the one in between.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, because the original one did kind of look like him.
It did.
Now it looks like more like Tom Holland.
I mean, obviously it is, as I said, more. It's high fidelity. Like you can definitely see it looks better. But they could have just redid the model. Like
I prefer the OG.
I mean, I do too. I feel like he looks too young. Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2018 is very seasoned. Like he's been doing it for a long time, and it just his face does not match that kind of seasoned.
I think we're about to see
squashed in. I don't know. It's like round.
We're about to see it here.
But yeah, dude, it's like what I really appreciate about Sony's PC ports, because I've only done God of War before this, is that they just kind of pack in every PC feature you could ever want. Like it has DLSS 2, it's got DLSS 3, it's got FSR 2, it's got XESS, it's got Insomniac's own temporal upscaling technology. It's got NVIDIA Reflex. It's got full 4K visuals.
I
You
feel
can
like
go
that's
way
what
above.
doing a PC port should be about, though,
Yeah,
right?
but there's so many games that just
yeah.
miss the mark, especially when they do sponsorships.
Yeah.
Like if it's sponsored by AMD, you're not getting DLSS. If it's sponsored by NVIDIA, actually, well, to be fair, when it's sponsored by NVIDIA, you still do get FSR, which is
That's
interesting.
because it's an open source thing.
That makes
I'm
sense.
pretty sure DLSS is something that needs, like, it's a closed off.
Well, it's not
software.
now, actually. You
Oh,
can,
really?
so
That's nice.
at GDC this year, NVIDIA released basically the SDK for DLSS 3, so it's fully any developer can implement it. Yeah, that's his face. I mean, it does look better. Like in terms
It
of
looks-
visuals, fidelity, it looks better than the PS4.
Yes, but I don't like it. Look at
I don't
him!
like.
He looks so fucking young, dude. He looks so nubile, man. He's a child. He's literally a child.
He's a little child.
Bring up an image of the OG. I want to see him.
Yeah,
We need to
can
compare.
you do comparison? Just do Spider-Man comparison, please.
We need to see it.
Is there going to be a deepfake? Hold on, we're going to see deepfakes here. Hold on, just wait for the alt tab.
Well, this is the end of the game, by the way. Sorry, spoilers. Yeah, this is
face.
Wait for it.
What a shit comparison video.
Yeah, bro. Can we see his? There we go.
Yeah, look at. Okay, no,
No,
it's just uncomparable.
OG is better. Yeah,
It is.
OG is better.
It really is a step down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the OG is just so much better. He looks so much. He just looks older.
He even looks like he's emoting more. It like
I feel like his emotion is more deep than
Yeah, like he's got a different expression entirely.
Yeah,
Wait
he
a
is.
second. Wait, it's Insomniac, man. Anyway,
and the lighting is what. Fuck.
The lighting's weird. Yeah, get out of here. Get it out of here.
I'm going back to.
God, this game's shit. Jamie, get off my screen.
Yeah, I just want to say I really appreciate them packing everything in.
Understandable.
And it's just it's a fucking fun game. Dude, I'm so excited for Spider-Man 2 this year.
Yeah, I am really excited still. I'm really excited still.
The rumor is September this year, so we should see stuff about it soon because we haven't we've seen one trailer. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it's time. Show us some gameplay. But yeah, that's Spider-Man. Just want a little check in. I've really enjoyed playing it. I played 20 hours in like 2 weeks. And I'll probably finish it by the time we do the podcast next. But yeah, it's a really good time. So
very exciting. Very exciting.
Stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and now the game of the year, the game I'm so excited to talk about. Holy shit, this game actually no, but seriously, this game is really I'm surprised how good this game is.
Great. So we literally started playing this game last night.
Yeah,
and this game is called Crab Champions.
Yeah, Crab Champions. So this game also, by the way, I'm pretty sure you hear when you heard this Nathan. This game was made by the guy that made the song Crab Rave. So
literally, yeah, the producer of Crab Rave made literally after that was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video game, and then he solo developed this game called Crab Champions.
By himself.
So essentially, so Seto and I have been playing this. We played it last night. Essentially, it is a sort of Risk of Rain like experience, right? Where you're sort of going through different arenas. You fight a bunch of enemies, and then at the end, you get a chest depending on which area you chose. So there could be a health chest, there could be a critical chest, and they give you mods that kind of buff your character as you go, and you sort of go through 3 different bosses, and then you can either like celebrate your victory, which ends the loop, or you can continue. You can keep going and loop it again. Yeah. So, what do you think of this game?
This game's good. When I got this game, like when you brought this game up, I saw it was over.
It was all me. I was like, oh, this funny meme game. We should get it.
Yeah,
$12. Why not?
And then I saw it over positive reviews, and I was like, shit, like this is funny. Like it's probably because of meme, and a lot of the reviews were just jokes. Like, you know what? It's $12. I'm gonna buy it as a joke. I started playing it. I'm like, wait, this is actually good. And like this is actually like not bad. And then Jay, you bought it, and then for like the next hour, we were sitting there. We're like, damn, this is actually really good.
Like how fun it is. Like it's just I like it's one of those games where all you need is good gameplay to really like sell your game, and that's all this is. It's just like really fluid, fun movement, good gameplay, satisfying modifications that you can keep upgrading over time. Really smartly designed like enemies that feel like easy enough that you can kind of like spray through, but also there's some difficult enemies that come up that really like change how you kind of play the game.
Yep.
And yeah, man, it's just like it's just a really like watered down. It's like it's the most basic form of a good video game to me, where it's just like pure gameplay.
The music as well. I don't want to discount the OST. actually good.
Well,
It's
you would
just
hope so
straight.
because it's like
Yeah,
it's
by
actually
the
a music
guy,
producer
right?
who did the music, and it's
Yeah,
actually
it's just
really
his
good.
tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
well, no, it's brand new stuff for the
Oh,
yeah.
this
it's new
game.
stuff. Okay.
It
Totally
is
new,
just
and it really matches the vibe of the game, I'd say.
it is EDM. It is EDM, but it actually fits the game as really well, as Jamie said. I am very sad that Crabwave is not in the game.
Well,
It
who
might
knows? There might
it
be
could
I
be.
feel like there might be an unlock somewhere.
It could be an unlock and play the song. I hope there is because I do hope that it is somewhere. But this game overall, it is really fun. I did see like the updates that he's bringing out. So like over the next like couple updates, he's bringing out like new maps, guns, enemies, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so
New
over the early
variety.
access period, so I think it's gonna go. The early access is gonna be a year, probably.
Hmm.
That's usually
Hmm.
how long it takes, and then over that year, there's gonna be more maps, more. I mean, more of what the game already is at the moment, right?
Yep. But then he also had major updates. So like like literally in the hub world, he has this up. And there's major updates as well. And some of the major updates are like a synergy system, which is really cool. They're
Mhm.
gonna add a companion system, which is also really cool. New like parkour maps and stuff like that. And yeah, just like that type of stuff, which is like I think really cool and like how he's like has been open up to that. And yeah, this game overall really fun. The one thing I will say is that right now it is very early access. So like the replayability will really come from the gameplay of it. Like unlocking weapons is pretty easy, and a lot of you get skins, you get cosmetics, and a lot of the skins that you get are kind of repeats. So you get the same skins for completing guns, which one of the updates was to actually change that and add more customizable skins. Um, but yeah, right now, like gameplay wise, you're gonna like the replayability comes off of that, but like that's fine because the gameplay is really good. It's very very fun.
It's super satisfying. Like
Yeah,
I'm so many games that have like 200 people teams don't make gameplay this satisfying.
exactly,
Where it
exactly.
just
It's
feels
just
really good to shoot and move and
mhm,
clear out rooms and
exactly.
dodge and like because it's so like you can I mean obviously this person who's playing right now is playing pretty slow, but you
Mm.
can definitely speed it up and
You
there's
can
even mods that can kind of increase
yeah,
your speed and increase how many dashes you
like
have and
last night we were playing and I had 6 dashes and I was
yeah,
just flying
exactly.
across the
Just
map. Like you
flying, yeah, from one
yeah.
spot to another, making it really
Yeah.
difficult to get hit.
Yeah,
And that's sort of how the game works. Like because there
mhm,
are some opportunities where it'll be like, hey, you need to go flawless here. You need to not get hit, and you
mhm.
get an extra chest if you do it.
Yep.
And even like this is one of the parkour options when you're doing your
It allows
runs.
you.
This guy
Yeah.
fucking sucks, man.
He
He's
sucks,
really
bro.
bad at the
Holy
game.
shit. Um,
And you have to do it quickly. Like it's all about speed. So if you get it within, I think it's 60 seconds, you get a better chest out of it.
mhm.
So yeah, it's definitely there's an emphasis on speed and precision and kind of mastering the fairly simple gameplay. I'd say like it's
Yeah.
you have one gun, you've got one.
This guy, dude. Holy
Oh
shit.
man,
Sorry.
bro.
Dude,
Oh no,
this guy,
we
dude.
chose the worst guy. It's all right. He'll get better in the next video, surely.
Exactly, 100%.
Um,
We'll come back to it on the next
but yeah,
video.
just kind of caught me by surprise how fun it is.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm excited to play more for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna play some more after this. Or well, at least
Mhm.
I am. I think you probably would enjoy me. Yeah, no, it's really, really good. There was one more thing I was gonna say about it, which I completely forgot.
I will say visually, like like I think it's okay. Like I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's good enough for what it needs to be.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think visibility is the big thing, and a lot of the time you can see what's going on. Sometimes it gets a bit kind of crazy
Yeah,
in terms of when
100%.
there's a lot of effects on screen, but
Hmm.
for the most part, it's easy to read where you are and what enemies are shooting at you and when they're shooting
Yeah.
at you.
100%.
Um,
100%.
yeah, fun
Yeah, no.
experience, and it's just funny that you're a crab, you know? It's just a fun
Yeah, it's
experience when
great.
you're just rolling around with a crab with 2 shotguns, man, like, that's
Hmm.
just a funny kind of visual, and,
Yeah. And there's a lot of like
it helps that it's satisfying.
the really cool thing, there's a lot of weapon custom. Oh, last thing, there's a lot of weapon customizability in this game. So you sort of like an auto rifle, like we can get auto shotguns. You have shotguns, dual pistols. Jamie, you
I
got
think
a
there's, like,
gun.
there's 10 different weapons,
Yeah,
I
you got
think.
a gun, Jamie. That's like a goo gun. You got a rocket launcher as
Yeah,
well.
I got it's sort of like it's like a grenade sort of like a grenade launcher, but it shoots, like, in, like, little spurts.
Yeah,
It's a spurt
exactly.
launcher.
Yeah, which is overall cool. Like I love Spurden. Yeah,
Spurting makes me feel good, dude.
yeah, dude, I love
Crab
Spurden.
spurts.
Uh,
Yeah, no, but it's $12. So like, if you're looking for a game that's just like kind of something, if you're looking for something right now and you want something that's a little more basic and a little more just fun, pick it up, man.
yeah, it's very good. Very
Big
good.
surprise. Big
Very big
surprise this year.
surprise. Um, is the well, Nathan doesn't have any more games because you said that was the only game. Jamie, you talked about your two.
It's all done.
Yeah,
So we were gonna do build the 100, but I think the site is still
yeah, side's
dead.
down, isn't it?
It is still dead.
down.
We had a good streak of like 6 weeks in a row where it was up, and now it's down again.
No,
that's okay. That's okay. We'll do build the 100 next week. We'll do 2 next week. To make up. And in that case, setup. I think it's
time to wrap it up. Definitely
one more thing.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. Oh my god, I forgot about one more thing. Holy shit.
Time to wrap it up. There's one more thing.
One more thing. Do you guys have one more thing set up?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I got mine. Nathan, you can go first then.
Okay. This is bringing it back to something we were talking about. I went downstairs and I managed to find my original copy of Spore.
There it is.
Wow. A disc for the PC.
Kmart, dude.
I want you to guess how much it cost in 2008 to buy Spore.
$40.
$28. Is that $99?
$99.
It was a full price PC game, dude.
Shit.
Bro, holy shit.
I want you to see. This is back when games used to come with
manuals, mate.
Books, man.
Yeah, the book manuals.
Dude,
that is actually a thick ass book.
Wait, it's got like there's images in there too.
Yeah, man. It's got like actual how you play the game, what you do in the game, all sorts of shit, man.
Dude,
we missed.
You're missing out
those days, man.
And check this out. Even came with an ad for The Sims 3.
Wow.
Dude, coming 2009.
Oh yeah, it's an EA game, wasn't it?
Yep.
Dude, holy shit.
And I even managed to find you know how I talked about how I got the creature created demo from the newsagent for $2? I managed to find that disc as well.
Oh my god.
Bro, that's gotta be worth something these days. It's gonna be worth some shit.
There it is.
Dude, holy shit.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy, dude. Millie. Yeah, East of Billy. East like $20.
So since I bought this for $99, I reckon it's gone up in value, right?
100%. 100%. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind.
Surely. It's
easily
not like $5 on Steam at the moment or anything, right?
Yeah, easily $102.
Well, you can get the Spore and Spore Galactic Adventures expansion pack for $20 on eBay.
I don't know about that.
I think that's wrong, Jamie.
Yeah.
It's even the Australian version.
Jamie, I think you're dumb. But talk about the dumb person. What is your one more thing?
So here's the thing, right? Is like I always bring a TV show. I always bring a TV show every week. I got a new TV show for you guys.
Yeah, okay.
You heard of the show Swarm? You heard of Swarm?
I have heard of it.
So Swarm. Seto, what's it about?
I've heard of it. Doesn't mean I know.
You don't know. Fuck you. You don't know.
I've heard of it. Doesn't mean I know it.
So Swarm is a fucking weird show. It's very strange. I'm like halfway through it. It's on Prime Video. Essentially, it's a horror show about a girl obsessed with a musical artist. And she is basically looking on Twitter, finding people who are saying shit about her favorite artist, and then going to their houses and killing them. And it is fucking nutso. It is crazy shit. It's fucking weird, but I'm actually having a good time with it. It's funny. It's a black comedy.
Yeah.
So it's very much like
racist.
Yes, it's racist.
Well, and it was the character. It's primarily black characters. I mean, it's like there's a genre called like black exploitation, right? That's the thing. It's a black exploitation movies. They were like movies that were really gory, really sexual in like the 80s or 1970s. And they were super raunchy, low budget kind of flicks. It sort of reminds me of that, where it's like, but it's not low budget. It's like it's produced by what's his name?
Steven Spielberg.
New Lando Calrissian. Donald Glover. It's produced by Donald Glover.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and it's a fun watch. Very weird though, very strange.
So I heard it from my sister because like she watches like basically anything that comes from a subscription service, and she said, and I quote, "Weird shit, but I like it." That's what she said.
Yeah, so, in the first 5 minutes, there's someone taking back shots, so have that as you will.
Nice.
Yeah. So
very good. Very good.
And also, there's also Dick as well. So if you're into that.
Love it.
I'm resubscribing to Prime.
I'm getting it up right now, boys. I'll see you in a second.
It's one of the Culkin brothers' dicks as well, if that changes anything.
Oh, even better.
Wow.
So
a rare one.
Rare dick.
Add to my collection.
Taking
a page from HBO. Showing full frontal dick now. Anyway, good show. I recommend checking it out.
My one more thing. I actually talked about this yesterday. I wanted to bring up. I actually went and saw John Wick Chapter 4 yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's good. It is a John Wick movie, and it's probably, I would say, one of the best John Wick movies. Which, like, story wise, you're not going in for the story. You know what I mean? I said this yesterday. You're not going in for the story.
I'm
The
going for the
action,
story.
however.
I'm going
Oh,
for the
dude.
story.
Okay, yeah. Then
You
you're gonna
said
have
I'm
bad
not. I
vibes.
actually am. I
You
can't
are.
wait to hear more lore about the table or whatever. Who are these people? The
Yeah, the
round
high table,
table?
the round table.
High
Yeah.
table. High table people. What are they doing? What are they
They're,
out there doing?
they're trying to kill John Wick, basically. That's all they're doing.
Boy, oh
that's
man, it's
that's
spoiling the movie, man.
yeah, bro. That's all the spoilers of the movie right there. The action, however, is really good. There's some really good fight scenes though.
Would you say the lighting's really good?
I did say this last night.
Oh,
I did say this
Right,
last night.
okay. You said it at least 7 times.
I
you need
said
to
it.
calm yourself.
Lighting's really good.
I said it last night. I really like the lighting in that movie.
But I mean, John Wick's always had good lighting, right? Like all three of them have had good lighting.
Yes.
Like I remember in the first movie, like the club with like the bath.
Yes.
In the that whole section is really sick. It
Yeah.
reminds me of like Hitman. Like I think
Yes,
that's where
no.
Hitman got its inspiration from because like
So
so much of that is
yeah. In this movie, there's also another club scene, and the other thing is that the areas in this movie, I'm pretty sure they're all practical. All like the areas are like all practical.
They
except
built
for
the
John
sets.
Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've always built the sets. I think it's never been there's it's always been practical sets.
And some of the sets in this movie are really, really cool. Some of the sets are really, really cool in this movie. Like overall, like the movie is a good movie to go into to have just have fun with. It's not a movie you're going to take seriously by any means. It's good action. It's dumb, and I would recommend it. If you know, yeah.
Does anyone take John Wick seriously though? like I feel like you got to know what you're going in for. Like,
no, I think people take it seriously in the sense of people that think they are filmographers and people that think they're directors and they want to.
I will say, I mean, those people gave this game high scores.
Yeah, true. That's the
like
thing.
The
well,
film
the
critics got a 94% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, no, as I said, it is like the action and the sets and all that is really good. The story, it's a John Wick story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird that he only like I saw an article where apparently Keanu Reeves only has like he only says like 130 words or something.
Yeah,
130 lines, not even that.
In this movie, he says a lot of things, and majority of them is "I'm going to kill you" in a different variation. That's literally it. I'm not kidding you. That is literally the variations in this movie.
I'm convinced that he's been taken over by an AI at this point.
He just signed away his voice and his his looks.
Yeah,
and it's just an AI. It's an android just created to mimic his movements and speak like him.
But yeah, no, I would recommend the movie. I would definitely recommend it.
I'll definitely check it out at some point.
In cinema, it was like $25. I don't know if you want to go do that, but it's definitely a watch when it comes out on a streaming service. Definitely.
I'm so sad. Like we were so close to having like day and date digital where it releases in cinemas and it releases
right?
$25 to rent. Bitch, I would do that for so many movies. I would spend so much money on these movies, man.
I would have done that.
And you know what's fucked up is that when like a month after release and it's finally they do that these days, like a month or maybe 2 months after it comes to theaters, and I'm like, oh, $25 too much. Like, I'm not going to pay that.
Yeah,
like it needs to be as close to the cinema release as possible.
Exactly.
Or if it's 2 months, like it's nearly up to the point where it's going to be $7. I'm like, well, I'll just wait now. At this point,
exactly.
like, why would I do $25 to have waited 2 months for this movie? No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, bro, I'm good.
Got to be like the same day.
Yeah,
and I'm still waiting to Puss in Boots, man.
You're still waiting? Dude, good movie.
It's $20 to buy. I want to rent it.
Dude, that's a good movie.
Way.
I actually did rent that movie. That was one of the movies where I actually did rent. Because
the thing is, when I do rent them, I'm like, well, I didn't really need to see that.
Yeah.
Now for this price, like I could have waited, you know.
Yeah.
Like I've been burnt so many times.
Yeah.
I bought Black Widow on Disney Plus. What a fucking waste of money that was. That movie fucking sucks.
It was not a good movie.
When I finished the movie, I was like, wow, I wasted so much time. It was a total waste of time.
You wasted your time earning the money and then watching it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I fucking bled for that money.
You bled.
Fucking hell, what line of work are you in?
Alrighty. Well, I think that was it then. This was I think that's it. You bled for your money. I think that's where I ended off on. But thank you all very much for listening. This has been episode 12. Hopefully we have a little more news next week.
If not, I'll find something. Don't worry. I got them in the pocket.
Exactly.
Maybe he's getting the barrel and he's going.
Yeah, I'll crank it out. Let me. Next week there'll be four 4 pages of games with
4
paragraphs.
pages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, you ready for that?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be excited.
scripted up, dude. But
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
thank you all very much for listening. I have been your host, Ben, and we will see you next week for episode 13. Bye, guys.
Bye. Lucky number
Bye.
13. Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah.